Good morning students, welcome back to this chemistry class. We have done two lessons, that is metallurgy and solid state lesson. Now we have to go for that the third lesson, that is p block elements. What is that p block elements? You know very well about that SPDF, the electron configurations, right? You have to that outermost layer, it's completed with SPDF. I am going to write down for that diagrams, that is you have to consider as a nucleus, that is orbitals SPDF, that is the orbital of the SPDF. If any one elements have to complete with this S orbitals or P orbitals or D and otherwise the F, in this type of elements it's called, what is that? F block elements. If complete the outermost layer, if you complete the F orbitals, that is F block elements. If completed of this D orbitals, that is called D block elements. So likewise we have to go for that P block elements. So obviously you have to find out in these elements have to complete the outermost layer, that is P orbitals. In this type of elements it's called P block elements. Are you got it? So that is P block elements. In this P block elements having this two part in your textbook, in this lesson have to go for the part 1. So next class next lesson have to complete the part 2 of the P block elements. Okay. Now you have to understand about that what is the P block elements and what is the configurations and properties of the physical and chemical, as well as you have to learning more about the P block elements for interesting informations also. Okay. That is 13th to 18th group, that is called only the P block elements. Obviously already I explained about the P block elements, it's completed with the outermost layer, that is the P orbitals P block elements. In this 13th element to the 18th elements group, it's completed with the P orbitals. So in this type of elements it's called as a P block elements. That is, I am going to explain about the groups, 18 groups. The first group it's called 7 periods and 18 groups. You know very well about the periodical table, isn't it? In this 7 periods and then groups 18. The first the group is 18, no? The first group, that is alkali metals, and second group alkaline earth metals. Okay, the first one is alkali metals, the second one is alkaline earth metals, and 3 to 12, that is transition metals. Okay, the transition metals. After the 12, that is 13 to 18 P block elements. So P block elements having that what kind of families is there? I am just going to explain. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, helium, that is 13th. 13th is the boron family, 14th is the carbon family, 15th is the nitrogen family, and oxygen is the 16th, and fluorine is the 17th family, also called halogens. The 17th group of fluorine also called, what is that? Halogens. Okay, then go for the Hc, that is noble gases, as well as we can call inert gas, that is the 18th group. Okay, or you got it? 13 to 18, that is P block elements. Okay, I am going to write down the elements of the family names. And from the boron, you have to know that the aluminium of the 13th element, aluminium is the most useful to make the vessels and aircrafts. You know very well about that, the survival, the aluminium metals is more useful. And then go for the carbon family. Carbon family having that silicon as well as the germanium, it's act as the semiconductors. It's more volatile and versatile is the electronics equipments using that silicon as well as the germanium, that is belongs to the 14th group, that is carbon family. And go for the oxygen. Oxygen, obviously you know very well, without the oxygen we cannot survive in this world. So the most important of the oxygen in this P block element we have to learn of more. And then fluorines. Fluorine, that is halogens, chloride, bromide, iodide, fluoride, these conduct of this family, that is the halogens. And then helium. Helium is also, it's called the inert gas or noble gases. What is the meaning of the noble gas or inert gas? Noble gas means the outermost shell, it's fulfilled. That kind of gases is called noble gases. That is 18th group. In this group of the total number of called the p block elements. Are you got it? And then go for the general properties of the p block elements. General properties of the p block elements, that is electronic configurations. What is that? The general formula for the electronic configuration, that is NS2 NP6, that is 126. So NS2 NP126, this is the general formula for electronic configuration of the, what is that? P block elements. In these p block elements, I am going to explain more about the electronic configurations. It's very quite interesting. That is S block elements having that the oxidation state is always in the positive. But in p block elements having the positive and negative oxidation states is also is there, as well as the halogens. Halogens having the one more electrons we need it for to the positive. So obviously halogens always in the negative oxidation state. So halogens always in the negative oxidation state. And go for the inert gas. Inert gas means the outermost shell, it's totally completed. I already explained about the total shell is completed. Likewise, we have to know about that all the electrons it's fulfilled. Likewise, we have to consider as the noble gas. And then go for that p block elements, it's most important to learn. Why? Because it's so many things is there. And then go for this metallic nature. What is called a metallic nature? The electropositive, that is electropositive is, that is called also metallic nature. Metallic nature na electropositive nu solli. Electropositive means what? Positive abdina, that is called the loss of electrons. If there is any loss of electron of the metals, it's automatically converted into, what is that? Electropositive charge. It's only depending on the ionization energy. In this tendency, it's called metallic nature. Okay, and then go for ionization enthalpy. Ionizations means cations and anions in the reactants. Between them, cations and anions, the enthalpy, how to convert in this metal from the properties. It's depending on the ionizations. எப்படி நடக்குது, ஒவ்வொரு எலிமெண்ட்ஸ்லையும் அயனைசேஷன்ஸ் வந்து டிஃபரன்ஸாக இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த ஆக்சிடேஷன் ஸ்டேட் ஆர் ரிடக்ஷன் ஸ்டேட் டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் தி அயனைசேஷன் எனர்ஜி அண்ட் ஆல்சோ இட்ஸ் டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் தி எனர்ஜி லெவல். எனர்ஜி லெவலை பேஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம் நம்மளுக்கு என்தால்பியோடைய எனர்ஜி லெவலை நம்மளால் கால்குலேட் பண்ண முடியும். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு எலக்ட்ரோ நெகட்டிவிட்டி. ஸோ எலக்ட்ரோ பாசிட்டிவிட்டி, தட் இஸ் த மெட்டாலிக் நேச்சர். Likewise, we have to go for the electronegativity. Negativity means gain of electron. If there is any metallic have to gain the electrons, that category of metals, it's called electronegativity. And then go for the anomalous properties of the first elements. I am going to show from the books what is that anomalous of this p block elements. You have to notice some elements is there and their anomalous properties also is I am going to explain from the book. Boron, the amorphous boron. Amorphous means, what is that amorphous? The non-crystalline structure, that is called amorphous boron. Obviously we go for carbon. Carbon categories la diamond, graphite, graphene, fluorine, this type of elements is also we can find out. And silicon, amorphous silicon, and germanium, alpha germanium, also we can get the beta germanium. And then go for the antimony, blue, white antimony, and yellow also, and black is there. And oxygen, we have to find out the dioxygen and the ozone. So these and all for the allotropes of the p block elements. You have to read out. I will send the notes for you, so don't forget to read out for that interesting information you can get from this book. Okay. And then I want to explain what is that ionization, how to find out the energy level. So I am going to explain about the simple way from this structure. If this is, you have to consider as a circle, that is sphere, whatever it is you have to consider, that is the atom. Atom you have to find out in from the nucleus to the last orbital. In this distance, what is that you have to tell? Radius. Okay, So in this radius of the distance only will find out the energy level. For example, I will tell about that example. Sodium, how many atomic number? That is the 11. The first orbitals is fulfilled the 2 electrons, and the third one 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you should fill the 8, and the first electron you should fill the 2. So totally how many? 2 plus 8, 10. Sodium is 11, so third orbits have 1. So totally 2 8 1. So 2 plus 8 10, 10 plus 1 11. So totally how many is there? 11 for sodium. So you have to, no need to draw this the fourth circles. You have to stop in this 3 orbits only we need for sodium. So in this distance is the radius of the atoms. So sodium or atom or distance we have to depend on the how many orbits. So orbits எவ்வளோ வருதோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி orbits நீங்கள் ட்ரா பண்ணுவீங்க. From the nucleus to the outermost, இந்த distance தான் என்ன சொல்வீங்க? Radius of the atoms. இந்த distance depend பண்ணி the ionizations உடைய energy level calculate பண்ண முடியும். How we can calculate the energy level means, that is we want to react with other elements. இந்த elements ஓட reactions other elements ஓட இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா in this distance want to shortest distance, because only we have to ionization. Ionization is happening outermost layer with the nucleus. Nucleusக்கும் outermost layerக்கும் உள்ள அந்த connections தான் ionizations அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். இந்த அயனைசேஷன்ஸ் வந்து உங்களுக்கு பவர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா அப்போது ரெண்டுமே கொஞ்சம் நியர்பை இருந்தால் மட்டும்தான் அதோடைய பவர். யூ ஹேவ் டு கன்சிடர் அஸ் எ நியூக்ளியஸ் வந்து மேக்னெட்டிக்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. இது வந்து ஒரு மெட்டல்னு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. அவுட்டர் மோஸ்ட் லேயரை வந்துட்டு ஒரு மெட்டல், நியூக்ளியஸை வந்து ஒரு மேக்னெட்டுன்னு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. மேக்னெட்டுக் கிட்ட நீங்கள் அந்த மெட்டல்ஸை கிட்ட கொண்டு வரதுன்னா அது அட்ராக்ஷன் பவர் இருக்கும். ஸோ நீங்கள் சோஃபார் நீங்கள் போயிட்டே இருக்கிறப்ப அதோடைய அட்ராக்ஷன் பவர் என்ன ஆகும்? லெஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். ஒன்ஸ் அந்த ஸ்டேஜில் அந்த பவரே இல்லாமல் இருக்கும். உங்களுக்கு ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் உள்ள அந்த அட்ராக்ஷன்ஸ் பவர் வந்துட்டு லூஸ் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கும். வென் இட்ஸ் த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் த டிஸ்டன்ஸ். த சேம் வே நியூக்ளியஸ் ஆஃப் த அவுட்டர் மோஸ்ட் செல், த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ ஷார்ட்டாக இருக்கோ அயனைசேஷன் எனர்ஜி வந்து ஹை லெவலில் இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த வாட் இஸ் தட் அட்ராக்ஷன்ஸ் பவர். பட் த அயனைசேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி ஆர்பிட்ஸ் வந்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு அதிகமாகிட்டே இருக்க நியூக்ளியஸ் வித் அவுட்டர் மோஸ்ட் ஷெல்லுக்கான டிஸ்டன்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கும்? தட் மீன்ஸ் ரேடியஸ் வந்து அதிகமாகிட்டே இருக்கும். அப்போ ரேடியஸ் வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆக அயனைசேஷன் எனர்ஜி லெவல் டிக்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி அந்த ரேடியஸோடைய டிஸ்டன்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ தூரம் டிக்ரீஸ் ஆகுதோ அப்போ அயனைசேஷன் எனர்ஜி லெவல் நல்லா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ஃபைண்ட் அவுட், யூ ஜஸ்ட் இமேஜின் ஐ எம் டெல்லிங் யூ த மேக்னெட்டிக் வித் மெட்டல், nucleus with the outermost shell. That is the very good example to determine the energy level of the ionizations. So don't forget the students, you have to find out how it's happening the ionization energy in between the nucleus and the outermost shell. Now are you clear ionization how to happening? Okay, good. I hope you understand for the ionizations. Now go for the next concept. That is we have to complete the allotropism and then go for the opening of this group, that is 13th group. What is the 13th group? Boron family. In this boron family we have to occur so many things, but the more states of occurs we have to get it borates groups. And then in this ores is borax, the main ores. So many ores is there, but the main ores we have to get it the borax. And then go for the aluminium for the boron. I already explained about the aluminium. Aluminium is the most useful elements, that is the metals to make the vessels, aircrafts, in so many things using that what is aluminium foil also have using the daily life also, right? And then go for the boron's chemical properties. I'm giving this physical properties using this book. It will having that physical state, temperature, melting point and boiling point, what is that atomic radius, these kind of tabulation is there. I will send it for you. You have to read well about the physical properties of the boron. Now I am going to explain about the chemical properties of boron. Chemical properties boron, we have to react with the metal. You have to take the chromium with react with the boron in 1500 Kelvin. We have to get chromium boride, that is react with the metals. Then go for the boron trihalides. It will react with W. W means what? That is tungsten symbols. Tungstens mean wolfram. Wolfram is the scientific name. That is the first letter is W. It's also called tungstens. So don't forget students, W is not any other. This is the tungsten, that is wolfram. Okay, got it? So BCl3 reacted with tungsten in 1500 Kelvin. We can get the tungsten boride along with chloride and hydrochloride. So this is the equations for this and all. I am going to explain about the another examples for formation of the hydrates. How to formate in the borate and boron hydrates. We have to explain through these equations. BF3 plus 6 NaH, that is sodium hydrates, in 450 Kelvin, we can get that B2 and H6, that is diborane. Also we can get sodium fluoride, 6 molecules of sodium fluoride, that is NaF. That is the formation of hydrates. And what is the uses of boron? The use of boron is the most useful of the boron is moderator in nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors you have to use it the moderator as a boron, and rocket fuel for in this boron of the uses is most useful, that is the rocket fuel. And the third uses the cell walls of the plants is the very most essential for that cell wall of the plants, that is also very useful for that boron. And then go for the boron ores. The one of the ores, the important ores is borax. In this borax, how to prepare? I will explain about also in this chemical equations how to get the borax. In this borax, the common chemical formula, that is Na2B4O7 with 10 molecules of water, that is 10 H2O. Again I will repeat, Na2B4O7 and 10 H2O, that is called borax chemical formula. How to get that the borax? We have to get that borax from the columenate. Columenate means Ca2B6O11, that is called columenate, react with the sodium carbonate, that is NaCO3, sodium carbonate. We have to allow to heat, then after get it the borax and calcium carbonate and what is that? Sodium borate. So from this equation it's find out how to get the borax from this, what is that? Columenate. Okay, and then go for the properties of the borax. Properties of borax is so many properties in your book having, but I am going to explain about the few things. You have to refer in your books. It will be very helpful to this reading out the properties of the borax. Na2B4O7, that is what is that? Yes, obviously that is borax. React with 7 molecule of H2O, water molecules. We can get what is that? H3BO3, boric acid. Boric acid, that is the formula H3BO3 along with sodium hydroxide. That is the main properties. And go for the another properties for react with acids. Acids means hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid is there. I am going to explain about the react with hydrochloric acids. In this hydrochloric acids, Na2B4O7, that is what is that? Borax react with the hydrochloric acid along with 7 molecules of what is that? Water molecules. We can get 4 molecules of what is that? Boric acid. I already explained about the boric acid along with sodium chloride. So many properties is from the borax. I am going to explain about a few things. Now go for the uses of borax. What is the main uses? In this identification of color metals. Color metals, ions, we have to identify depending on the colors. It very helpful. What is that? Borax. And then the next term, manufacturing of opticals. Optical manufacturing is also using that borax, and also flux in metallurgy. Metallurgy lessons we have to learn in the first lesson, that is flux. Extractions process we have to need some fluxes, no? So this kind of flux is called as a borax. So many elements and important things is there for the p block elements. So dear students, we have to learn about more about the p block elements. You have to read well and learn well. Written practice is must. Okay, so I am just going to revise again for that configuration of the p block elements. So I am going to show that one tabulation, the most important tabulations. In this tabulation, after I am just going to complete this today class. You have to notice that general electronic configuration and oxidation state of p block elements. Can you see this diagrams? Group numbers 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and obviously that is the 18th. These and all it's called p block elements. Group name, general outer electronic shell and highest oxidation, other oxidations numbers. 13th is icosagens. Icosagens also called, what is that? What is that? Boron family, very good. And 14th, that is a tetrogens. What is that? Carbon families. And 15th is the pnictogen, that is nitrogen family. 16th is the oxygen family, also called chalcogens family. And 17th halogens, and 18th is the inert gases or noble gases. In the general formula, NS2NP1, here NS2NP2, NS2NP3, likewise NP4 and NP5, 6 up to 6. So the general formula already learned about NS2NP1 to 6. Okay, oxidations numbers is +3, 2 + 1 3, 2 + 2 4, 2 + 3 5. Obviously we have to get it the oxidation numbers up to +8. But other oxidation, the possibility apart from the +3 தவிர்த்து வேற என்ன மாதிரி oxidationsல possibility அப்படின்றதும் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. That is the last tabulations. We have to notice the tabulations for other states of oxidation of p block elements. I hope you understand in this p block elements of this up to the boron and borax. In further families we have to discuss with the next class. So dear student, have to read carefully and submit your homeworks as per the timings evening 5 o'clock. I hope you understand and follow these rules and regulations. Thank you.